नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तन्तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। Chapter 18, Shloka 6. एतान्यपि तु कर्माणि संगं त्यक्त्वा फलानि च कर्तव्यानीति मे पार्थ निश्चितं मतमुत्तमम्। In Shloka 3, Bhagavan presented two views regarding Tyaga. The first view was to give up all karmas, and the second view was performance of niyata karmas, yajna, dana and tapas. Among the two views, Bhagavan upholds the second view. Yajnodhanam tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. Yajnadana tapah karma natyajyam karyameva tat. One should not give up yajna, dana and tapas. Instead, they should be performed. If they should be performed, then where is the role of Tyaga? Then Bhagavan says, even the performance of the karma should involve two types of Tyaga. Sangatyaga and Phalatyaga. We saw Sangatyaga in the last session. Now, Phalatyaga. What is Phalatyaga? Giving up of result. Phala means result. Tyaga, giving up. What does it mean? You give up all results of your karma. How can I give up? Should I throw away the results of the karma? You work in the office for 1 month. At the end of the month, the boss gives a salary. Then you take the salary from your boss and throw it away. Or you just tell the boss, I don't want this. Phalatyaga. Is that the idea? That is not the idea. In fact, you cannot give up, you cannot throw away the result of karma. It is not possible, because everything is the result of your karma. Even your body is a karma phala. We have received this body as a result of our previous karmas. Even the sharira is a karma phala. The parents are karma phala. Wife and children are karma phala. And every event in life is a karma phala. All that we encounter in life is karma phala. Therefore, you cannot reject the karma phala. Rejection of karma phala is not possible. If I cannot reject it, what should I do? The answer is obvious. If I cannot reject, I have to accept. Now, how should I accept it? I can accept it with the complaints. But that is not the true acceptance. That is not a proper acceptance. I should accept it properly, without complaining. That is phalatyaga. How can the acceptance be called tyaga? Without the tyaga, you cannot accept it. As long as I have attachment, I cannot accept. As long as I have attachment, I will keep complaining. It should be like this. It should be like that. For example, suppose I own this place. He is here. I should be careful. Suppose I own this place. I am the owner of this place. As soon as I come inside, I will start shouting. This should be like here, this should be like here, it should be there, it should be like this, it should be like that. If the place is not clean, if the place is not tidy, if the place is not as I expect it to be, I will start shouting. Because I am attached to this place. I cannot accept it as it is. But suppose one day I give up my ownership. I say, this place no longer belongs to me. I hand it over to someone else completely. I no longer claim the ownership. Then I do not expect the things to be in a particular way. Even if the place is kept in a way that I don't like, I am not going to shout, because I know this is not my place. It is somebody else's place. And he will keep it as he wants, as per his wishes, as per his likes and dislikes. I have given up my say over the place. Therefore, I accept it as it is. If the table is kept here, I accept. Tomorrow, if the table is kept there, I accept. I accept it as it is. Because I am not attached to this place. Likewise, when you give up attachment to everything in life, you are able to accept it as it comes. That is phalatyaga. Right from birth, you accept. I am born as a man or as a woman in a particular family. You accept it. There are people who complain, why I am born to these parents? Why I am born a man? Why I am born a woman? There are people complaining. They are not even ready to accept their birth. There are such people. And even we can be that people if we start thinking too much. I am so unfortunate. I am born a man. Someone else will say, I am so unfortunate, I am born a woman. We are not accepting. So, phalatyaga involves giving up the attachment, being free from the attachment to the results of karma, and thereby accepting everything as it comes. When we don't have a choice over it. How to cultivate this attitude? How to be free from attachment? The way is to recognize Ishvara in everything. Everything in life happens because of Ishvara. Everything belongs to Ishvara. Even our body. Who made this body? We didn't make this body. Even our parents didn't make this body. Who made this body? Ishvara made the body. Therefore, the body belongs to Ishvara. And Ishvara has allowed me to use this body for a while. He has put me in this body and He is allowing me to use this body. Therefore, the body is a prasada, is a grace of Ishvara. The same idea can be extended to everything in life. All that we come across in life. Though it is our karma, even our karma phala is given by Ishvara. We deserve this body because of our karma. It is true. But that doesn't mean we have made this body. The body is given to us by Ishvara in keeping with our karma. You have done these karmas. Therefore, you deserve this kind of a body. But who gave the body? Ishvara gave. Likewise, everything in life is from Ishvara. All karma phala is from Ishvara. All that we come across in life. Therefore, look upon everything as Ishvara's grace, Ishvara prasada. When you look upon everything as Ishvara's grace, there is no chance of getting attached because it belongs to Ishvara. If it belongs to me, I will get attached. If it belongs to Ishvara, how can I get attached to it? Just like this place belongs to the trustees, the trust. So I have no chance of getting attached to this. Because I know very well this doesn't belong to me. An inch of this place doesn't belong to me. And I have to be grateful to the trustees because they are allowing me to use this place at least for 1 hour a week. Likewise, everything in life comes from Ishvara. Look upon everything as the grace of Ishvara, as the blessing of Ishvara, then that means you have done phalatyaga. You accept everything as it comes, without complaining, without grumbling. Now one may ask, I can accept the pleasant things. How can I accept the unpleasant? There are so many unpleasant things in life. There are so many things in life that I don't like. How can I accept it? When you go to a doctor, he gives a medicine, and the medicine is generally bitter. There is hardly any sweet medicine. Some medicines are sweet, like cough syrup. It is sweet. Some kind of medicine are tasty. If you go to Ayurveda, there are some leha. It is sweet. If you go to a homeopath, there are sugar pills. It is also sweet. But then there are medicines. They are bitter. Don't you accept the bitter medicine? Even if it is bitter, we swallow it. Why do we swallow it? Because we know it is good for us in the long run. Even if it is bitter for the moment, it is going to yield benefit in due course. Likewise, even the bitter moments of life, are blessings in disguise. We may not realize it now, but Ishvara knows better than us what we deserve and what is good for you. Therefore, accepting the sweet as well as accepting the bitter without attachment, without complaints, is phalatyaga. Therefore, Krishna says, the performance of the vihita karma, niyata karma, it should be done with the two types of tyaga, with the sangatyaga and the phalatyaga. See the verse, etanyapi tu karmani. These karmas, referring to yajna, dana and tapas. Sangam tyaktva phalani cha. See, this is where Krishna says, sangatyaga and phalatyaga. Sangam tyaktva. giving up the Sangha with the Sangatyaga and the Phalani Chatyaktva with the Phalatyaga. Kartavyani, they should be performed. Iti me nishchitam matam. This is my conclusion. This is the conclusion. Krishna's conclusion. Bhagavan's conclusion. Since it is Bhagavan's conclusion, it is Uttamam Matam. It is the best conclusion. There is no room for doubting this conclusion. Not somebody else's view. It is the view of the Shastra, view of Bhagavan. From next verse onwards, Krishna is talking about three types of tyaga, three types of giving up, namely Sattvika, not Sattvika. First he will talk about Tamasa, then he will talk about Rajasa, then he will talk about Sattvika. Among the three types of tyaga, one should give up Tamasa and Rajasa tyaga. Tamasa tyaga and Rajasa tyaga is not the proper tyaga. Someone may claim, I have done tyaga, but if it is Tamasa tyaga or Rajasa tyaga, that is not a correct type of tyaga. Many people say, I have done tyaga. But what kind of tyaga have you done? You have to ask them. Is it Tamasa or is it Rajasa? Then that kind of tyaga is not going to give you any spiritual benefit. Instead, it may cause spiritual downfall. Therefore, to understand the proper form of tyaga, Bhagavan classifies tyaga into three types. Now, Tamasa tyaga. Niyatasya tu sanyasaha karmano nopapadyate mohat tasya parityagaha tamasah parikirtitaha. Niyata karma, the obligatory karmas, the karmas that everyone is supposed to do as per the Shastra. One should not give it up. It is not correct to give it up. It is not proper to give it up. But then there are people, they have their own ideas. Their own arguments, and they give up the obligatory karmas. Nowadays, you can find people who don't even do shraddha. Other niyata karmas are gone. Many people don't even know what they should do. But in the present day society, even if they don't know other karmas, they would punctually do shraddha in the previous generation. But in the present generation, people are giving up even shraddha. If you tell a younger person, modern person, you should do shraddha to your parents, he will quickly say, I don't believe in it. It is superstition. Feeding to a dead person, it is superstition. Instead, I will feed the living people. This is their argument. The shraddha is a niyata karma. Likewise, there are many other niyata karmas. Yajna, dana, tapas. So this kind of a tyaga because of a false notion, moha, mohattasya parityagaha, because of moha, because of delusion, you give up the obligatory karmas. The moha can be various types. Some people think it is superstition, it is a moha. The karmas are enjoined by the Shastra, and the Shastra is Praman. But this person says it is superstition. That means Pramane Apramana Buddhi. The Pramana is looked upon as no Pramana, superstition. It is a moha. And there can be other arguments also. If you are spiritual, you don't have to do ritual. It is another argument. So there are various arguments against the performance of niyata karma. And the modern day society, we can easily come across such arguments. And if people don't think properly, they can easily get carried away by such arguments. We don't have a proper way of educating the people about the Shastra. It is lacking because the education system doesn't provide for the Shastra based education, and the youngsters are not available for proper Shastra Jnana. Instead, the mainstream media, the mainstream education is full of such arguments. Arguments against the Veda, against the Dharma. Therefore, people easily become victims of moha and they give up everything. Mohat tasya parityagaha tamasah parikirtitaha. It is called tamasa. That kind of tyaga is called tamasa. Tamasa tyaga. No, rajasa tyaga. Karyamitye, dukkamityeva yat karma कायक्लेश भयात्यजेत सकृत्वा राजसं त्यागं नैव त्यागफलं लभेत. Tamasa tyaga is because of moha, because of delusion, you give up the karma. The rajasa tyaga is not because of delusion. The person clearly knows the karma has relevance. He has some shraddha in the karma. He knows the karma is useful, but the person is lazy. He is not ready to make effort to do the karmas. Dukkhamityeva. He thinks the karma is difficult to do. Karma dukkham. Performance of vihita karma, performance of niyata karma is too difficult. This is his argument. If you say you should perform yajna every day, you do some puja, he will say it is too difficult. I do not have time. This is one argument. I don't have time. I don't have money. You should do dana. I don't have money. It is another explanation. Performance of niyata karma involves some difficulties. First of all, one should have discipline. One should be ready for self-disciplining. Without self-disciplining, Nitya Karma is not possible. Every day morning you have to wake up early. Every day morning you should have bath. There are some disciplines. You should eat food in a particular way. Discipline is involved. And people have difficulty with the discipline. I cannot wake up early. I cannot follow the discipline of food. Then there are people who are not ready to spend. Stingy. It's difficult to give. So, because of the difficulties involved in the karma, some people are reluctant to do it. So they don't do the karma. And finally they say, I have given up the karma. Yat karma dukkham ityeva. With the idea that karma is difficult. Kayaklesha bhayat. Because of the fear of tiring the body. Tyajet. He gives up the karma. Sakritva rajasam tyagam. He does rajasa tyaga. Naiva tyaga phalam labhet. He does not get tyaga phala. This kind of tyaga does not give any phala. Now, Sattvika Tyaga. We will see in the next session. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.